everybody for tuning into the rant here. What is in the water in New York City, people? They're taking this play right out of the Hitler Play magazine. We have, what is his name? Zohran Mamdani running for the mayor. It looks like he's going to win mayorship in New York. This guy is for subsidized housing, minimum wage $30, taxing businesses more than they're being taxed now.
The average American, if everyone watching the show tonight knew what you knew, and Kristi Noem knew, and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino and Pam Bondi knew, how scared would they be?
I've been doing this for 40 years. This is the biggest concern I've ever had. You know, we had fentanyl that killed 250,000 Americans. We had sex trafficking up 600%. We got people on the terrorist watch list being arrested at the border. I said from day one, 2 million plus gotaways. This scares the hell out of me. If you don't think a single one of them didn't come here to do us harm, then you're a moron. This is the biggest issue I've seen in my 40-year career, and it scares the hell out of me. It should scare the hell out of every American, but thank God we got President Trump sitting in the White House, because he's going to take this on 100%.
People, that scares the hell out of me. That really scares the hell out of me. If you're an American, that's going to scare you. This guy is actually for illegal immigration. He is going to take more police officers off the street. He is not going to help ICE. He refuses to help ICE. People, I'm just a pipe fitter. I'm nobody special. I am just trying to get people to wake up and to see what these Democrats are doing. They talk about Adolf Hitler and how Trump is Hitler. All his followers are Hitler. Hitler was a socialist. That's what he was. These are what the Democrats are becoming. They're going to have this guy as a mayor in New York. They got Karen Bass. They got the guy over there in Chicago. People, it is, look at it. It's becoming a pattern with the Democrats. It's becoming a pattern. Point their finger at everybody else while the attention should be on them, and they're destroying our country. People, could you please like, share, and subscribe? It'll really help me out a lot. And I'm trying to get better contact out there. It takes time, and I'm really trying. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe for me.
This primary was supposed to be Andrew Cuomo's comeback. And somehow, despite all of that, he had all the traditional backers that you might expect for a normal Democratic frontrunner who wasn't accused of sexual harassment of 11 women. He had all of them. Most of the major unions endorsed him, with some notable exceptions, I'll say, like Sean Fain's UAW. He also had virtually all of the money on his side, including a record-breaking $25 million from a pro-Cuomo super PAC funded largely by Michael Bloomberg, Trump donor Bill Ackman, yes, that guy, and the delivery company DoorDash. Cuomo also had many of the old-school big-name political endorsements, including from people outside of New York who decided to get involved, like former President Bill Clinton and Congressman James Clyburn. I guess for some, and I've been thinking about this, why they endorse, there's lots of reasons, I suppose. The fear of supporting a young, self-described socialist overtook the fear of supporting a credibly accused serial sexual harasser. I suppose that's one of the reasons.
I guess MSNBC thinks it's okay for a socialist to be mayor of New York. They're up there high in the food chain, so it won't really affect them much. Jen Psaki is probably one of the most American-hating people out there in the news media world, people. Let's get a little bit more into the video. It just pisses me off. Sorry.
But despite Cuomo's advantages on paper, the endorsements, the money, all of that, and his very high name recognition, which is certainly an advantage, he ran what has been described repeatedly as a joyless campaign. He was largely shielded from his critics, he avoided tough interviews, and he campaigned in overall a pretty unimaginative way. By contrast, Zohran Mamdani ran a campaign that could not have been any more different. I mean, for starters, he showed up on social media with creative videos from the very beginning, like these.
I'm freezing. You're Rant as the next mayor of New York City. Let's plunge into the details. We have just begun our walk through the entirety of Manhattan. We're outside because New Yorkers deserve a mayor that they can see, they can hear, they can even yell at. तुमने कभी किसी को वोट किया? Will you be my Democrat? New York is suffering from a crisis, and it's called halalflation. I'm about to say something to you you've never heard a politician say. Please stop sending us money. I'm putting out the call to New Yorkers. Assemble!
They were joyful, they were authentic and funny, and each and every one of them either explained what he would actually do as mayor or gave voters practical information about how and where to vote, which is incredibly important when you're trying to turn people out who don't always vote. But Zohran Mamdani's campaign was also a massive organizing success. It wasn't just online. I mean, the campaign says it recruited over 40,000 volunteers who knocked on more than 1 million doors before Election Day. And he showed up in places where he wasn't expected, which is pretty key and a big lesson, like Crown Heights, which is a historically black and Jewish neighborhood in Brooklyn where Mamdani held one of his final campaign events. Despite Andrew Cuomo's direct appeal to those exact voters, Mamdani won that neighborhood by 26 points. He won for a range of reasons, partly by sharing his contagious love for New York City, whether it was eating an egg and cheese at a bodega or riding the Staten Island ferry. He did it by running a campaign that was optimistic, that was hopeful and aspirational, one where he said what he thought, not necessarily always what was politically popular. And he did it by speaking to the core economic struggles of millions of people in the city.
I believe we can freeze the rent for more than 2 million tenants and build hundreds of thousands of affordable homes. I believe we can make the slowest buses in the nation fast and free. And I believe that we can deliver universal childcare to make it easier to raise a family in this city.
Now, what is right in New York City isn't necessarily right for every city or every state in the country. The demographics are different. The issues people care about and they grapple with are different, unquestionably. Maybe Mamdani will be one of the leaders of the Democratic Party. Maybe not. We'll see. But regardless, this race is what makes politics joyful and inspiring.
Well, there you have it. I can't even watch the rest of it. I watch these as I go along with you guys. You see how the propaganda works on the left side? Kwame didn't really get too much into it. It wasn't joyful. He was avoiding interviews. Who does that sound like? It sounds just like Harris to me. But they didn't say that about Harris. See, anybody that the left is trying to push, they get nothing but positive news feed. That's all they get is it's positive. She's not saying he's a socialist. She didn't say one word about he's going to be state-ran grocery stores. Didn't say he's defunding the police. They're not to work with ICE. He will not work with ICE whatsoever. They don't cover any of that. They push narratives that they want pushed. But thank you guys for watching. You guys have a great day. Please like, subscribe, and share. And God bless everybody.